news, gossip, celebrity interviews with limited knowledge and accuracy in sports and politics. And now, your host, celebrity publicist, Domenick Natty.
That's right, it's Friday, and it is time for the Domenick Natty Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. We've got another good one for you today, and it is very current. Today's guest is WahBoom! If you are watching The Bachelorette, you know who I am talking about. The Bachelorette is currently on ABC. It's a big season. The first African-American bachelor or bachelorette is on the show right now, Rachel Lindsay. One of the contestants on the show is Lucas Yancy, also known as WahBoom. He comes on the show, yells WahBoom, which is his catchphrase, and he is one of the most talked about, or probably the most talked about contestant this season. Now, I had to wait until he got eliminated from the show in order to interview him. I've known him for a few weeks now since I've started watching the show. He was eliminated this Monday. So what does he do next? He comes on the Domenick Natty Show and spills all the juice. So if you are watching the show, you are going to hear the real WahBoom today. He does a lot in this interview. I just interviewed him actually last night. So I got to ask him a lot of things. I got to ask him about his time on the show, who he thinks should be selected for The Bachelor on the show, what he thinks of his castmates. There's also an old villain from the show named Chad Johnson who is saying that he stole the trademark for WahBoom and tried to sell it back to him. I had him clear up that rumor, and I got to ask him if he yells WahBoom during sex. He answers that. A lot of juicy stuff about the show. I hope you have been watching The Bachelorette, because if you are not going to want to miss this interview. He kind of went back and forth between the WahBoom character and just a regular guy, so you're going to hear a different side of him. He's actually not a bad guy. He's an actor. He's a comedic actor, and that's his thing. I also asked him if he was on the show for the right reasons, and if he's not, what percentage was he on the show for love, and what percentage was he on the show for fame? Interesting. That question is a good one. Thank you. And he's going to answer it on this interview today. So keep it here, and we'll be right back with WahBoom from The Bachelorette right after this awkward drop from Bill Cosby.
5, 4, 3, 2, go.
This is Bill Cosby, and you're
not Bill Cosby.
Oh, you're Bill Cosby.
Yes, I am.
And this is the best radio show in Virginia.
Good for you.
What?
No, what do you want?
I was wanting you to say you're Bill Cosby, because that in your voice to prove that you've actually been on the show.
Why would they not believe that I was on the show after you played a tape of me?
I guess
help me out.
Other radio shows do this, and we're trying to compete with them by getting a big name.
Well, you have that. You have Bill Cosby, and I am a big name.
Anyway, Bill's a big fan of the show.
Yes, I am.
Right. He's listening.
You know why? So far, this is the only program I've listened to. Just the one with me on it.
Right. That's the only one.
That's why it's my favorite.
So if Bill's listening, you should be too.
And my name is Bill Cosby, and I approve this message.
This is the Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Natty Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Natty Show or email DomenickNattyShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Natty Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Okay, welcome back to the Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio in Chicago. I have been telling you all program about our special guest, and the time has come. He is your favorite contestant from The Bachelorette. WahBoom is on the phone with us. Lucas Yancy, how you doing today?
What up in the big WahBoom to all you fans out there, and of course all the haters as well, because we all have a little WahBoom in us. So you just gotta feel it, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just gonna jump into some questions. Now, was 100% of your goal to be on the show to find love? And if not, what percentage was for love and what percentage was for fame?
You know, I would say, to be honest, it was probably 50-50. You know, I mean, it's not about fame. It's not about me, being famous or being a celebrity. Like, I could care less about that. I did want to show people my personality because, I think that I have a lot to give to the world. You know, WahBoom is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to bring to the table. You know, you've just seen a glimpse of what Lucas Yancy, speaking in the seventh person, can do.
So you accused Blake of eating a banana over you while you were sleeping, right? And now he denied that. So how did the cameras didn't catch him eating a banana over you? Like, what exactly happened in that exchange? You woke up and he was just sitting over you?
You know, it's meant to be kind of a joke to an extent, but it was obviously, a joke in regards to him just being very on top of me the whole time and being creepy. And, I'm going to plead the fifth about the banana thing. It may or may not have happened, but it's definitely in his wheelhouse to have had that happen. Could have been a nightmare, could have been real. I would just let you guys decide on that one.
I mean, basically what you were saying is, you're about 50-50 as far as, your desire for love and then your desire to show the world what you're about. I mean, do you feel like any of those guys were really there 100% for love, or is everyone there for a mix of love and exposure?
Some people take it way too seriously. Like, they think that, hey, like, quit messing up the show, WahBoom guy. Like, this girl's trying to find love. Yeah, I get that. And so am I, but I'm also just being my fun self. And I wasn't there like, hey, I need to get the next rose. It was like, that's obviously part of it, but it's mostly part of being on the show. And there are guys there, for actually the wrong reasons. And, that whole kind of like the wrong reasons thing comes into play even with guys that make it to the top 4, the top 8. I mean, just people kind of just BSing their way and just, playing into like, oh, I love you. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, come on. In reality, what person after meeting someone for 5 minutes says I'm in love with this person? It's just, it's all about kind of promoting themselves to get that to the next level and whatever it is. But I do think Rachel did find love, and I do think that she found the guy that she wants to be with, and I wish her all the best.
So do you think that in all reality you were not the right guy for Rachel?
Yeah, I would say that in my hearts of hearts that I probably was not the right guy for Rachel, but I think that we did have that fun, loving kind of friendship that could have built up more. if I was on longer. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, we didn't have that kind of WahBoomness, chemistry that wasn't there, that spark. And I just think that I was probably let go too soon, unfortunately. And, really it's just right now, keep the WahBoom alive. And I think she really loved it. And we had some really good moments. But at the end of the day, I can't predict whether or not there would have been more there because I just didn't get enough time with her.
Now, do you say WahBoom during sex?
Great question. And I definitely do not, unless someone paid me to do that. That would be fun. I'm not like, WahBoom! I don't think any girl would want to hear that and or be turned on by that. Now, it's possible. There's some girls out there. It's just a crazy world. So, I'm not going to say I'll never do it. I'm just saying I have not done it.
Now, what are your ultimate goals in the entertainment industry?
Guess I'm kind of a mix between, Chris Pratt, Jim Carrey, and, Ryan Reynolds, kind of a combo there. That's where I'm leading to.
Now, what reality show would you like to be on next? And would you ever consider being on Dancing with the Stars?
I would definitely consider being on Dancing with the Stars. And by the way, I don't know if you saw my dance moves on The Bachelorette, but, I was, doing some pretty freestyle moves. And I'm also half Argentine. I'm half Argentinian and puedo hablar español perfecto. And I have those Latin moves in me. And, I don't know, maybe the professional dancer on Dancing with the Stars, I could teach them a step or two.
Now, Chad Johnson just came out and said that he purchased the right to WahBoom. Yeah, and sold either a trademark for double the money. Is this true? And can you tell us the story of what really happened?
So what really happened is I saw him on E! News the other day. He's saying that he did contact me saying that he wanted to trademark WahBoom and all this other crap. And he was saying that I didn't know anything about trademarking. And the funny thing is I know everything about trademarking. And I've had the WahBoom trademark for like 3 years now. So he contacted me through Instagram saying, hey, by the way, I trademarked WahBoom. And I just kind of like gave him this like, ha, ha, ha type of thing. I was like, I've had it trademarked for 3 years. And he pretty much just like, oh, I'm going to back off anyways because it's, too much trouble. And I'm like, I already have it trademarked, so I don't know what you're going to do. And that's the real actual story. And he is the one who's continuing to show himself to be this bully and just a bad guy. Like, I don't know how many more chances people can give him, but he's actually, I think, just a bad person. Unfortunately, it's just sad. It's like, why would you even do that? Like, he said he wanted to double his money. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 5 steps ahead of you, bro. Like, congratulations on like being a bully. But it sounds like he's been like that his whole life. And I don't know. It seems like it's not going to work in his favor in the long run. In the short run, it's funny and entertaining, but I don't know. I just don't see the benefit of it.
Who do you think Rachel should choose out of the remaining guys?
I'll tell you who I think she has the best chemistry with from what I've seen. And I think that Josiah is one of those guys. Unfortunately, Freddie P, he got voted off. And I think Peter and her kind of have built this kind of connection. And, I would say those three kind of overall the strongest connection with her. And all the other guys are kind of just playing along with the, with the game. And let's get the next rose.
Maybe Josiah at the top of the list. Is it?
Yeah. Josiah is a funny guy. I don't know if marriage-wise that would be the best connection. But that was one thing that I told her that Josiah and her I felt had a good connection.
Oh, so you told her that before you exited?
Right.
Lee has been getting some heat for racist tweets he made in the past. What are your thoughts on Lee as a person? And did you ever see him do anything that was racist or sexist?
You know, honestly, I think Lee's getting a bad rap. He never once showed any sort of racial, type of things when I was around. But from what I know about Lee, is he was a solid dude with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I think he was, probably was just trying to kind of stand up for himself.
Have you spoken with Blake since the show, and how do you feel about him blaming you for getting kicked off the show?
In all honesty, it's like without me kind of being there and doing my thing, like he wouldn't be getting any attention at all. He doesn't even know me at all. Like we've hung out like 3 times. And I think he just is, has a little bit of a imbalance. I think he should seek help.
Now, would you ever consider becoming a recording artist?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. It just came out with a WahBoom song, which we hope to be a huge summer hit, if not more.
Have you spoken with Rachel since the show, and have you ever dated a black girl before?
I can only answer one of those. No, I have not spoken with Rachel.
Now, can we get a little bit of your Ace Ventura impression for the show right now?
4-wheel drive van, loaded from the rear. Is that the tank? Oh, righty then. Earthquake test. With my help, he could be the best.
Okay, now I am a publicist, and I love to plug people's social media. So where can fans best keep up with you?
So I have a website. It's Lucas Yancy, which is Lucas. Last name Yancy, Y-A-N as in Nick, C as in cat, E as in Edward, and then Y again as in Yankee Doodle.com. That's my website. You can see more there. Instagram is just Lucas.Yancy, and you can follow and see all my stuff on there. And my Twitter is just Lucas Yancy. Again, it's Lucas. Last name Y-A-N as in Nick, C as in cat, E as in Edward, and then Y again as in WahBoom, right? That makes sense. Is that a new word?
Hey, WahBoom.
Yes. WahBoom.
I'm really glad that you were on the show today, Lucas. And if there's any chance we can get a big WahBoom on the way out, we would love it. If not, thank you for being on the show with us today.
Well, anything for you. So I will give you a WahBoom. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I think everyone in the car, whoever's listening to this or wherever it's at, I think they should do it with me. So I'm going to give them a 3 counts. All right, here we go. Everybody on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! WahBoom!
Lucas Yancy, thanks again for being on the show, man. I had a lot of fun.
You got it, brother. Anytime, man. Thank you.
Hey, it's your girl, Amber Rose, and you're listening to The Domenick Natty Show.
This is The Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Natty Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Natty and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Natty Show or email DomenickNattyShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Natty Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to The Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
And we're back. Domenick Natty Show, Intellectual Radio, iHeartRadio. That was our exclusive interview with Lucas Yancy, WahBoom, from The Bachelorette. If you're not watching this show, you've got to start. It is a really good one this season. I thank you, Lucas, for being on the show. We got to see another side of him. I thought he was great. I appreciate his transparency. He also did an Ace Ventura impression for us at the end there. Yeah, that was good. Thank you. So check him out on all the social media that he mentioned on the show. And next week's guest, it might change. As of now, it is Miss USA, Kyra McCullough, is going to be on the show. She has also been in the press for saying that she thinks that healthcare is a privilege and not a right. She is an African-American beauty pageant winner. She is Miss USA from Washington, D.C. I asked her about that. That is also going to be a good one. Thank you, Kyra McCullough, Miss USA. Thank you, WahBoom, for being on the show today. And we will see you next Friday on the Domenick Natty Show. We'll see you next week.